So there are precepts that come in the front of the Torah study. Precepts are things one should know and to keep in mind as they go through the study of the Zohar, which includes the study of the Torah because they go hand in hand. Chokmah with Bina, Bina with Chokmah. I'm going to read the precepts very quickly, at least the beginning portion for each one. In the first precept, in the beginning, Elohim created, Bereshit 1:1. This is the first and foremost precept of all, and this precept is called the fear of Hashem, which is called the beginning. As it is written, the fear of Hashem is the beginning of wisdom, Tehillim 111:10. The fear of Hashem is the beginning of knowledge, Mishlei 1:7. Because this fear or awe is called a beginning, and it is the gateway through which one enters into faith. So based on this precept, the whole world is able to exist. I just want to add on 195, because of this it is written in the beginning, which is fear. Elohim created the heavens and the earth, because whoever transgresses this, transgresses all of the precepts of the Torah. The second precept. The second precept is that the precept of fear is strongly attached to and never disconnected from the precept of love. A person should love his master wholly. And what is perfect love? It is great love. As it is written, walk before me and be perfect, Bereshit 17:1. Perfect means to be whole with love. Thus it is written, and Elohim said, let there be light, Bereshit 1:3. This perfect love is called great love, and here it appears as a precept that a person should love his master properly. The third precept is to know that there is a great Elohim who governs the world, and to proclaim his unity properly every day, using the supernal six extremities, Chesed, Gevurah, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Isad of Zeranpin, and to unify them into one whole by the 6 words of Shema Israel, and to concentrate them above. Therefore we should prolong the pronunciation of the word Echad, one, to the length of time it takes to pronounce the 6 words. The fourth precept is to know that Hashem is the Elohim, as it is written, know this day and consider it in your heart, that the Hashem, he is the Elohim, Devarim 4:39. This means that the name Elohim is included in the name of Hashem and acknowledged as one and inseparable. The fifth precept is found in the verse, let the waters swarm abundantly with moving creatures that have life, Bereshit 1:20. This verse contains 3 precepts. The first is to study the Torah. The second is to beget children. The third is to circumcise a male child on the 8th day of life and remove the foreskin. It is necessary to study the Torah with great effort at all times in order to better one's spirit and soul. The 6th precept is to procreate, because he who procreates and begets children causes that river to flow continuously. Its waters shall never fail, and the sea shall be filled from all directions. New souls shall be renewed. New souls are renewed, and shall come forth from that tree, and many hosts of heaven will multiply together with those souls. This is why it is written, let the waters swarm abundantly with moving creatures that have life. This refers to the sign of the Holy Covenant, the river that flows and comes forth, as its waters swell and move with swarms and innumerable souls for that living creature. The 7th precept is to perform circumcision on the 8th day of life and remove the defilement of the foreskin, because that living creature is the 8th grade compared to the other grades. And that soul that flies away and emerges from it must appear before it on the 8th day, as it in itself is the 8th grade. The 8th precept is to love the convert who comes to be circumcised and desires to enter under the wings of the Shekinah, and she takes under her wings those who separate themselves from the defiled other side and approach her. As it is written, let the earth bring forth living creatures after their kind. Bereshit 1:24. The 9th precept is to show mercy to the needy and supply them with food. As it is written, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. Bereshit 1:26. Let us make man is used in the compound sense, indicating that it includes male and female. In our image refers to the rich, after our likeness refers to the poor. The 10th precept is to put on tefillin and to complete oneself with his supernal image, as it is written, and Elohim created man in his own image, Bereshit 1:27. He opened the discussion by saying, your head upon you is like caramel, Shir Hashirim 7:6. This verse has already been explained. Nevertheless, your head upon you is like caramel applies to the supernal head. The tefillin worn on the head of the holy supernal king, Yod He Vav He, that appears in the written letters. Each letter is equivalent to one paragraph. The holy name is engraved upon the paragraphs of the tefillin, according to the proper order of the letters. And we have learned that the verse, that you are called by the name of Hashem and they shall be afraid of you, Devarim 28:10, refers to the tefillin of the head, which represents the holy name according to the order of the letters. The 11th precept is to give a tithe of the land's product. Here we have two precepts. One is to give the tithe of the land's product, and the other is to bring the first fruits of the trees. As it is written, behold, I have given you every herb yielding seed, which is upon the face of all the earth. Bereshit 1:29. Here it is written, I have given you. Elsewhere it is written, and to the children of Levi, behold, I have given all the tithe in Israel. Bamidbar 18:21. In a third place it is further written, and all the tithe of the land, whether of the seed of the land or the fruit of the tree, is to Hashem. Vayikra 27:30. The 13th precept is to perform the redemption ritual for his firstborn son and connect him to life. There are two appointees in charge, one over life and one over death, and they both stand beside man. Thus, when a person redeems his son, he redeems him from that appointee over death and takes him out of his control. This is the secret of the words, and Elohim saw everything that he had made, Bereshit 1:31. In general, and behold, it was good, Ibid, alludes to the angel of life, while the word very, Hebrew me'od, alludes to the angel of death. Therefore, by this act of redemption, life is strengthened and death is weakened. By this redemption, he acquires life for himself, as has been mentioned, so that the evil side leaves him alone and does not cling to him anymore. The 14th precept is to observe the Shabbat, which is a day of rest from all the acts of creation. There are two precepts included here. One is to observe the day of Shabbat, and one is to attach this day to its holiness. So to observe the day of the Shabbat is, as I have mentioned and explained, that is the day of rest to all the worlds, and all actions are within that day, and were already performed even before that day was sanctified. That's the end of the precept reading.